Less than 2 months ago, it seemed like Pierre Poilievre had an ironclad grip on being the next Prime Minister of Canada. I mean, he was 26 points up in the poll, and that advantage was increasing almost every week. But slowly but surely, that advantage is slipping away. And it's largely because of the aggressive threat that Donald Trump has started to propose to Canada, and Poilievre's mishandling of the situation, not reading the Canadian public, looking out for his own interest instead of Canada's. What Poilievre should do is he should write a letter to Justin Trudeau and say, I stand with Canada, and if you would like to meet with me, I'd like to discuss the situation to make sure that we handle it correctly. That would be amazing. What would be even more amazing? Imagine for a minute, if you will, if you called a press conference and sitting at a table where the leaders of all our major political parties, Justin Trudeau, Pierre Poilievre, Jagmeet Singh, Yves-François Blanchet, Elizabeth May, call the press conference, they're sitting at a table, and they announce, we're here to reassure the people of Canada that Canada will never be the 51st state. We're putting aside our political views to make that statement because we want to be unanimous and we want to be clear and we want to be non-ambiguous that it's not going to happen. That would be amazing. But I'm going to tell you the big reason why it won't is because of Pierre Poilievre. Poilievre is just not the sharpest tool in the shed. His main ambition in life is to be the Prime Minister, and that's really all that he wants to do is be the Prime Minister. Now, some people can say to me, well, why doesn't Justin Trudeau reach out and extend a hand to Poilievre? Poilievre would dive on that and take advantage for his own gain, saying, oh, Justin's weak. He can't handle the situation. He needs my help. No, Trudeau can't do that. It's up to Poilievre to take the initiative. We've seen this kind of a move before, in the States actually. When they had the economic crisis of 2008, when the banks were collapsing, you had the existing president, George Bush, meeting with and discussing strategies with the incoming president, Barack Obama. They put aside their differences and said, we may be on opposite sides of the fence, but our nation is facing a crisis and we need a solution, and let's just put aside our differences and deal with it. That's what's not happening here, and that's what Poilievre is incapable of doing. When a country is facing an existential crisis, they need leadership. Not politics, but leadership. Statesmen. And that's something that's really hard to come by. Before Trump set his sights on Canada back in January, Justin Trudeau, even after he resigned, was not very popular with the Canadian population. The Canadian public had seen him for 9 years being the Prime Minister, and they were ready for a change. But I think that Canadians have been amazed how he has stepped up and spoken out and said what we're feeling. And it's something we wish that all politicians would do, is to put away their personal vendettas, their personal ambitions, and look out for the best interests of the country and the citizens, for Canada and Canadians. And it's something that is sadly lacking in modern times. And it's something that we're not seeing coming out of the Conservative Party and Pierre Poilievre. You see, Poilievre has built his brand largely on confrontation, being an attack dog, and the politics of hate. He's been teaching his followers, he's been telling them and urging them and encouraging them, hate Trudeau. Everything Trudeau is bad. Justin is evil. Anything liberal is bad. They're the enemy. We've got to stop them at all costs. We've got to save the country. So if he for a moment compromised and did what was in Canada's interest instead of his own, he would threaten that core of support from the Maple MAGA. He is a large part of his basic core are people who, some of them would be glad to enter the United States. They're fans of Donald Trump. They are the striking truckers. They are the extreme right wing in Canada. We do have a significant portion, 25, 30% of our population, including an awful lot of young people, surprisingly. But Poilievre is afraid that he would be betraying those people, and they would be outraged. But you know, the joke of it is, who else are those people going to vote for? Mark Carney, Jagmeet Singh? I doubt it. There may be some drop-off in how many of them vote, but the reality of it is, it wouldn't hurt Poilievre all that much in the polls. But as I said, he doesn't think like that. You know, he just thinks, call names, go get them. You know, tell people that it's bad. Tell people I'm good, they're bad. And he can't think beyond that. He's an amazingly simplistic man in many ways. So I don't want to sound negative, but I know that the best way for Canadians, for Canada and Canadians, to face the threats we're now facing, and that threat is real, is to show unity. And Canadians are doing that. Look at the hockey games and look at the protests. Look at the videos. Canada is uniting. Canada is standing up and saying no to Donald Trump. But their leader, or the leader of a significant number of them, Pierre Poilievre, continues to fight. He's trying to say that the solution to the problem is that Justin Trudeau should call back Parliament and to deal with the situation. And he's trying to make a big campaign issue out of that. And that is ridiculous. Okay? Because the only reason Poilievre wants Parliament called back is so that he can introduce a non-confidence motion and trigger an election. To go through the next few months in the middle of an election campaign, that is not helping Canada. That is helping Poilievre. He just wants to pull the trigger and have an election before his lead in the polls completely evaporates. So, Mr. Poilievre, come on. Do what Canada needs, not what you need. Thank you very much for watching this all. Have a great week. Once again, for those who don't know me, I am a 70-year-old retired Canadian YouTuber, and I've had this channel for a few months, and it's gone exceptionally well. But that wouldn't be possible without you, the viewers. I want to take a minute to thank some real special people, the following people who signed up memberships to support the channel, and also to a number of people who have contributed unsolicited to the channel. This wouldn't be possible without all your support and encouragement. Thank you so much. What I ask from everybody who wants to help is to please like the videos, make comments, subscribe to the channel, and share the videos and this channel with friends and family and people who you know. Listen, here are a few other video suggestions for you that you may be interested in watching. And once again, have yourself a great week.